So you've watched my how to get onto the nether roof and how to break bedrock in Minecraft 1.19 videos, but now you're ready to take it to the next level. You're ready to take it up there and build a brand spanking new gold farm in your Minecraft 1.19 world. And you guys have come to the right place, because in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that. So before you get building, what you want to do is make sure that you're in a nether wastes biome. You can do this by checking your F3 screen. You can see biome Minecraft nether wastes. The farm won't work unless it is in this biome, so make sure to check out the vicinity. Make sure all of it is in the nether wastes. You're going to need an area that's about 60 blocks wide, so make sure that you have about 60 blocks of nether waste in a circular area. Once that's good, you can then move on with the tutorial. The first step you want to do is you want to build a big tower of scaffolding all the way up to the Y level of 246. So you want this number to be 246. Let's get on and do that now. I find the best way to do this is to take it all the way up to the build limit of 256 and then mine down so you can get to that 246 level. So now you are at the top of the scaffolding at the Y level of 246. What you want to do is grab yourself some glass blocks. I'm using white stained glass. Now this is because mobs can't spawn on top of glass or stained glass, so it makes it a really good block to have in the center, so it limits mob spawning to be at the rings all the way around the edges, which is what you want. So using our stained glass, we go from this top block out by 2, and then 1 in, out by 2, 1 in, out by 2, 1 in, 1 in, and out by 2. And then you can build up these little blocks here. You also want to make sure that you have a collection system, so you can come, using the scaffolding, you can come down below the blocks here and place a chest on the bottom of these outward blocks, which you can then place a hopper on top of. This is because above this hopper here is where the zombie piglins are going to be dying and they're going to be dropping their stuff. So you want to build some walls around the edges, because we're going to be adding minecarts and minecart rails on top of each of the hoppers. So you want to place the rails so they're looking this way towards each of the walls. This is because if we place them this way, then the minecarts can come off, and we don't want that. We want to make sure that they're facing this way so they stay on the tracks where we want them. And then we're going to place 24 minecarts on top of each of the rails. Now this is because we're going to be killing the zombie piglins with entity cramming, and that means when there are over 24 entities within one block, any new entities that get added will take damage, or well, they'll all take damage, but because they're minecarts, they won't take any damage at all. So we're going to place 24 of them. If you need more iron for this farm, I've just made a tutorial on how to make an iron farm, which you can check out in the iCards right now or down in the description. So once you have all of the minecarts that you need, that is again 24 minecarts per slot, meaning that you'll need about 96 minecarts in total for all of the slots, and that's about 480 iron in total. So an hour of AFKing at that iron farm that I built in my iron farm tutorial will do you about 2/3. So let's get all these minecarts placed in now. Great, so now all the minecarts are placed in, we then want to get to slabbing this area. So you want to place a slab just next to all of the minecarts. And one thing that I'd also recommend doing to make this farm a little bit more efficient is if you come outside of the farm and place a slab on the bottom half of the blocks adjacent to the hoppers. This just helps all the XP get funneled through a little bit better, as there's more of a space for it to go through. That doesn't affect the farm's performance at all, just makes it a little bit easier for it to flow. You then want to place slabs on top of each of the blocks, and then to create the rest of the center platform, come out 5 blocks from the center block. So that's 1 block here, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you want to do that on all sides and then turn it into a big square. 2, 3, 4, 5. So do that on all sides, make it a big square. Fantastic, and now you have the main square that all of the mobs are going to be coming in from. So now what you want to do is you want to create the layers of slabs to help funnel the zombie piglins. So I'm going to be using alternating layers of diorite and deep slate just to show you how the layers are doing, and it makes it easier to place them on top of each other. As you can see, if I do that, they stack up nicely with little slits in between them, which is what you want. But you could do the same slab, just make sure that they are stacked properly like so. So the way you want to start the first layer of slabs is to completely slab most of the first area, just like so. Make another box of slabs around the bottom layer. And then if you're looking at one of the hoppers, you want to remove these few slabs here, add in a stair, and then another slab next to it. Do the same over here. And then on the other side as well. So you have a stair going into that first hopper, and then next to it you have a slab on both sides. You could then come with your diorite slab or whatever the other slab is that you want and do a sort of like a radius of the outside of it. As you can see, I've now done that, and then you also want to add some slabs just around where the minecart is going to be. So then you have this sort of negative space on the inside. As you can see, what's going to happen is you are going to be stood down here, and the zombie piglins are going to track, and they're going to walk into this kill chamber and kill you. But as you can see, they can just walk up over the side and drop down. So you need to do one last layer using this same technique with the other slabs. And once you've created that third layer, there's one last thing you want to do, and that is place a slab of your choice. Any wooden slab will do on that top block there. As you can see, I'm placing it, opening it, and then come behind it and break that block. That means that the zombie piglins will think that they're able to jump over this block because there's a full block there, and then they'll just walk straight in. As you can see, that sets all of the minecarts off. It is a horrible sound, so try not to do that yourself. I mean, if you're doing this in survival, it'll kill you as well, so you don't really want to do that. Hey guys, Editor Sam here just quickly. I wanted to show you a quick little thing that I actually, also sneak peek of the full farm. I wanted to show you guys something that I got wrong in this step of the tutorial. I placed blocks here and here. You want to get rid of these. So I showed you to place the stair with the slab next to it, and then I showed you to place blocks on top of them. Don't actually place these ones. This gives the zombified piglins a better route to walk in. It just makes it easier for them to navigate into the kill chamber. That's one thing I changed, so if I show you what it looks like from aerial without those blocks, this is what it looks like. Don't do this. Leave it open like that. I hope this helps. Take it away, past Sam. When you're inside the farm as well, as you can see, there's a little bit of negative space here. If you want to use this for crafting tables or enchantment tables or anvils or anything, make sure to place them on this block here instead of breaking a block here and using it here, because if you use it there, it will block the line of sight for the zombies. For instance, if I place a block like that, mimicking a crafting table or something, that blocks off some of the line of sight for the mobs coming at you. So you want to make sure that everything is placed on top of this block. One thing I'd also recommend doing, if you wanted, is to add a torch onto the blocks down here, just to make sure that no mobs are going to be spawning inside of this area when you're AFK, or if you're away from it and you're coming towards it, nothing's going to spawn in there. Having these trapdoors here also really helps, because if you do get stuck on the outside of the farm, you can run in, open that up quickly, hop down, and then you're back inside of the farm. And that's great. That is the main center of the farm done. The next thing we have to do is build out the pathways and then the rings around the outside. So for this next part of the farm, you want to build out a bridge that goes 24 blocks away from your character. So you're going to be stood here, and mobs can only spawn a minimum of 24 blocks away. So you want to build a pathway that is 24 blocks away before the circle. So from the center block, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then this last block here is where the inside ring of the circle goes from. So if we do this on all 4 sides, we can then get a bit of a better picture for how this farm is going to work. So one thing I'd also recommend doing is bringing out this walkway by 2 blocks, so it's 5 wide in total. This just helps them move a little bit better and it lets you bring more zombie piglins across at a time. Just doing this on all 4 sides really helps the farm's performance. So let's do this on all 4 sides and then we can get to building the rings. Great work! So now that you've built the bridges, you want to build the rings. So the way that you do this is if you find the center block of the bridges, as it's a circle, these center blocks are the same ones, and then of course whatever's happened here, you want to then duplicate into the other 3 quarters. So how it works is go up from the center block. So we're going to be building 3 layers of this. The first layer is magma, the second layer is magma, the third layer is magma, and then the 4th layer is a slab layer. So going from this center line, and there's an image on screen of how you want to build the inner circle, go from the center line from here to here, and you want to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then build this in reverse. So then go 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 5, and then that should match up perfectly with the center line on the other side. And then once you've built that inner circle, you then want to come out 5 blocks. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks outwards, and then for the outer ring, you want to come out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then flip that over to the other side. So then go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've built both the inner and outer circle, you can then fill in the inside with your slabs. Now this stops ghasts from spawning, and basically that reduces the functionality of the farm, as it can kill you, which, you know, reduces the functionality of the farm by 100% because it won't work then. So make sure to fill in that top layer, make sure to do that first, and then whatever pattern you use for this one, then make sure to use that for all of the magma layers. So start at the same block, come out 5, build the same pattern. I'm going to sit here now. You can pause it to get a better look at the pattern that you have to build, and then once you built that and filled it in and done it for the other layers, make sure to do it for the whole circle around, and that's where we're going to zip to right now to finish off this farm. Great job. So once you have that top layer all filled in and built in all 4 of the quarters, make sure to measure out the circle properly, because 1 block off in the measurements will mean that it doesn't work. So make sure that you measure from the center lines properly. Then one little thing you want to add is you want to come up here and add some trapdoors onto the top middle. Just 3. Basically, this means that if you're not using this farm in hard mode, zombie piglins won't take damage voluntarily. So if you have these trapdoors here, that just makes sure that they do jump down. It's good to have them anyway, even if you are in hard mode, just to make sure that the efficiency of the farm keeps up. Once you have all 4 of those in, there's only one last thing to do, and that is you need to get these zombified piglins on these little stands here. So the best way to do this is come to these corners here. As you can see, this is the furthest out point. Then you want to build out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then hop up here, grab your name tag. And now you want to do this for 12 different zombies. I'm naming this subscribe because, of course, if this tutorial does help you out, please make sure to subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel out. The best way to get the guys on here is just come behind the piglins and give them a little push. These guys don't really pathfind too much. They don't walk around unless you hit them, really. So just give them a little push onto the edge. Then once they're there, break the blocks leading up to them, name tag them, and these guys are going to stay there forever. What these guys do is basically every time a new lot of zombie piglins spawn in, these guys who are angry at you because you hit one of the original ones, these guys who are angry at you, remember they're angry at you. They can't attack you, but they remember and tell the rest of the zombie piglins that they're meant to be angry at you. So you have to build one on this side here, coming from this side, mirror it onto the other side here, and do that for all 4 sides. And then in the corners you also want to add one, but instead of this one being 4 blocks out, it's just 1, 2, and then on the third one Use the same principle for all of them, just push them out. As you can see, it's the same here, just mirror it all the way around. And that is farm basically done. If you followed all of the steps, then you should have built it absolutely perfectly. If you have any questions, please make sure to drop them down in the comments below. The way that you get this farm going is grab yourself some snowballs and you want to damage one of these zombie piglins. If you go into survival mode, or well, you should have built it in survival mode anyway. Might be an idea to test it in creative, but just shoot one of them with a snowball or an arrow and they should all be running towards you now. And then once they drop into the holes, they all start dying. You can see how quickly my levels are going up. I started on about level 14, but as you can see, they go up really, really quickly. You go from about level 0 to level 30 in less than a minute. So it's a great farm. You get 800 iron per hour, so it's absolutely fantastic. It is a must build for any Minecraft world. I really hope that this tutorial did help you out. Please make sure to subscribe if it did help you out, and please drop a like as well, as it really shows that you guys are enjoying the videos. Also, if you have any other questions, please make sure to ask them in the comment section down below. I'm sure there's something that you guys aren't so clear on, so just asking me in the comment section is a really, really easy way to solve that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!